Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and apologies for the little bit of delay. We're actually trying to get Gio in here, but he's just getting out of work. So, I'm seeing someone say, glad to have you back. Yeah, we're glad to be back. It's exciting to finally be having another hangout again here where we're going to dive in. We're going to explore all the details of the Lightyear teaser trailer. What we're going to do while we're waiting to pull Gio in is not only introduce some of the folks in the chat, but we're also going to talk about the synopsis and a little bit about Angus MacLane here as well. And then we'll pull everybody together and start doing that. So the synopsis again, this movie will be hitting theaters on June 17th, 2022. Now I say hitting theaters because I anticipate that this is going to be a theatrical release, don't you?
It's June. I don't know. I've been saying I don't know for like 2 years now.
We're gonna say it's a theatrical. Yes, yeah, Paulina's chiming in as well. She's gonna say the same thing. Yeah. So let's roll back here and just say hey to a couple people. I'll pop up some of these. So hey, Cleo Cat, nice to see all these familiar faces. Starlin, Clarules, hello. So we got Chris Sketch in here. Oh, Dot the Movie can't join, but just the Ultimate Pixar fan says hey. So yes, so great to have Laura back. I see you've got your icon here as some of your new artwork, which always looks great. Brendan, I missed the Hangouts. Can't believe it. The last one was over a month ago. I know, do you believe this? Valerie, nice to see you. Wait, did that go? There we go, went up. Kevin, hey, nice to see you. And sorry we didn't meet up when we were at Disney. Ro,
that was my fault.
Great to see you again. Cameron, glad to be back. Yep. Scott, we saw you had a question earlier about Buzz that you posted in the chat like a while ago. You know, as far as like he's a lead. I think this was your question, that he's a lead, but he was also kind of like a goofy character. So how are they going to pull that out? I think we have some comments on there. Jeff, you're here. You could have came on. We invited you.
He's probably at Disney.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, guys, we got Josh here. Hey, Pixar freak Josh. We got Lauren. We got Lara, like I said. We got
who
Christian.
Else is with us, though?
You mean with us? With us. That's Paulina, but right now she's on a screen with a blank. Look at sad Giovanni here. Yep. So, so let's talk about the synopsis here real quick. So the synopsis. Wait, Gio is coming in. Let's have him join. Where is he?
Dun, dun, dun.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Excellent. What is going on, sir?
Not much. Good to see y'all.
Yes,
nice
absolutely.
To see you.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. But,
hey, no problem. You were working hard on those movies, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. You know, I had a dress for the occasion. You know, as I saw everyone. Julie, I almost wore that.
I didn't have anything, so I'm like, look, Pauline and I are twinsies.
Nice.
Gio, turn down the volume on your headphones. I can hear him again.
Oh, geez, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm already causing a disruption. I'm late.
No. Oh, boy. So Jeff's in the chat. We told him to get in here. So it's Scott's question. My question was a little different. I asked about if it's a movie set. Okay. So, yeah, we will talk about all those fun details coming up here, and hopefully we don't have to keep moving around the chat. Yeah, Jeff, look at that. So, oof, the gang's all here. Okay, so the synopsis. Lightyear is a sci-fi action adventure and the definitive origin story of Buzz Lightyear, the hero who inspired the toy. The film reveals how a young test pilot became the space ranger we all know, today, whatever, you get it. Yeah, Lightyear's directed by Angus MacLane, produced by Galen Sussman, opens in theaters. So I wanted to tee it up with MacLane, and again, Angus MacLane, the director, had said that he wanted to give audiences the kind of sci-fi movie he grew up watching from like the late 70s.
Like Star Wars?
Yeah, but
Alien.
Exactly.
Alien was in 70s.
No, yeah, I mean it's definitely that 70. So he said specifically 1977 and 1991. So that's quite the specific range.
So Short Circuit.
But Short Circuit. Yeah, he wanted to make Johnny Five.
Childhood fear right there. Oh my gosh.
Julie's gonna get dad joked right out of here. But he said he wanted to make that kind of film, but with more modern sensibilities. And in case anybody doesn't know, Angus MacLane has been with the studio for a long time. His first project was on Jerry's Game in 1997. Then he went on to A Bug's Life and many more films. He was the director of Bernie, which was the short that was attached in the home video release for WALL-E. He also did the 2011 release, or the short film, The Toy Story Toons, Small Fry, which is hilarious.
One of the best.
He also directed Toy Story of Terror, and if you ask the official D23 website, they call it the Toy Story Tower of Terror that he directed. Come on, D23. And then he was the co-director of Finding Dory. He also created, which you can kind of see the box over by Julie, and the WALL-E Lego. He created the official WALL-E Lego that was released, and he created Cube Dudes. So Julie's jealous of his Lego room that he has as well.
Oh, I know, I'm such a Lego nerd.
Yeah. But, okay, so that is kind of like the pre. We're going to get our first reactions to the trailer as far as what we thought when we saw it. We're going to go around and ask that. Then we're going to watch the trailer. Then we're going to start breaking down all the details. So this is going to be a tough one to find Easter eggs because of how dark and light it's going to be. Like, the shadows are so dark. There's so little light, and I love it. So I'm going to give my overall reactions first. Then we're going to go to Paulina, then Julie, then Gio. The order that people arrived to this call. So
this is true.
So the first,
you beat me, Paulina.
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
The first thing that I thought out of the gate is just, and they said it in the synopsis too, essentially, that it's action-packed. What a great trailer. I said I loved the ton of backlighting, lots of atmosphere, giving it kind of like that WALL-E vibe, that dirty, gritty, love it. And then I guess just in general, I was just wowed by the whole thing, and I was totally shocked that they nailed a David Bowie song, Starman, for the trailer. I mean, that's a big get in terms of, that's probably some costly it's probably some costly gets right there for music, but that is great. So Disney handles the trailer music, but yeah, that is, I just absolutely loved it. It got me super pumped. Like, Turning Red, I saw the trailer. I was blown away by the look of it, the art design, the characters. Mm-hmm. I'm so intrigued for what the
story is going to be.
What the story is going to be. I'm intrigued for like the fun aspect of it. But this one just had me lean in and just be like,
everything.
Holy cow, I'm excited. Yeah. So, okay, Paulina, what did you think upon your first reactions?
You know, when I watched it, I was just like, oh, I wasn't too thrilled about it when it was first announced, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's fair. I think a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I watched the teaser trailer this morning, I was blown away. It was so visually stunning. It's like you can freeze, any frame, and it's just beautiful.
Yes.
Talk about cinematic beauty. It's just beautiful, and the music, the Starman, and then just the whole sound, and like I said, the visuals, and later on I watched it before I came home. I watched it in my car because I was waiting for the traffic to die down, and man, blasting it in the car, it was like, oh my gosh, this needs to be watched in a movie theater, and, Dolby Surround, because it is so beautiful, and it just makes the movie itself, just pop out even more. It's even more visually stunning. Like, it just adds to it. it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I made a lot of notes, but I can go on forever. I really loved it. I'm very excited for it. I love science fiction movies. I love sci-fi, and I think this one hooked me. It's beautiful. I want to see the real Lightyear story.
Yes.
How Buzz, why little Andy wanted him,
Yep.
Yeah, it's just great. The cat, everything.
I know. I have questions.
Great, so.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on a couple things there that we're gonna get into after we watch the trailer. But I think one of the things that I don't know. You touched on it, but there's a closing line that I'm gonna end this chat with. About what Angus says, where he says he misses that feeling, and I think you kind of described it a little bit there. So that's my very last note for the chat here. But yeah, I think you're on to a lot of things there. You said you wanted to know why Andy wanted Buzz. I think there was so many discussions, and we are absolutely going to talk about that today. About, is this Buzz Lightyear real, or is this based on a action hero within the Toy Story universe? So Angus provided some details for that. There were entire chats. Marco, our friend from the Pizza Planet truck, sent us a post today.
And you and I...
We were differing.
I had no idea. You thought one way and I thought a different way. I just thought we were on the same page, and we totally weren't.
Yeah. So don't comment on it in the chat yet. We're going to get there. I just wanted to tell people that up front because that was such a big conversation online today between so many. Okay, so Julie, what were your overall thoughts?
So first off, shocked that I had no even inkling that something was going to get dropped, because sometimes they're like, oh, something's coming. So I was like, oh my gosh, I took our son to school and I come back and I'm like, wait a second. What? But I will say the first 15, 20 seconds, I had nervous energy. I'm fascinated by space, but I'll tell you what, it scares the dickens out of me. So the narration, when he's walking and going into his spaceship and stuff, and it's just that narration over the PA and stuff, and it sounds 5, 4, and it's just that freaks me out. It's just it's scary, and it's wow, he kind of seemed nervous and then confident at the same time, which I love because I feel I have a nervous confidence to myself. So I kind of loved it. But I also, there was one scene in particular that stuck out to me, and it's when he is looking out and it's an orange deserty scene. And what's that?
We're all nodding because we all picture that exact moment.
With the dirt,
yeah, he's looking out the window where it looks like it's raining on the glass.
It looked like it had rained, or it was just weather with what's the Matt Damon movie where he goes to Mars or something? That's what it reminded me of.
Mars? Isn't it called Mars?
It's Mars.
What's the
Well,
Matt
that's
Damon
what
movie
it kind of
where he goes
reminded
to
me of. But no, I mean, I will say, kind of like Paulina, I was intrigued when the movie was first released, but now I'm even more wait a second, this is adventure. This is
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yes. Okay, so Gio, first off, where's Ashley? I just realized. She working? Or she does?
She's busy, so it's just me.
Okay.
But but she loved it too. She loved the trailer.
I was going to say, did we get her take as well? So that's good.
Yeah, she's very excited, yes.
Oh, we're so wrong. It was called The Martian.
Oh.
Started with an M.
Look at everybody just coming in hey, you fools.
The Martian.
That's what it kind of reminded me of.
We're Mars.
Come
All right, so Gio, what are your thoughts here on your first impressions?
Blown away. I like Julie said, I totally agree. It's nice when you don't know when it's coming, because I think it hits even harder.
Yes.
That's the best feeling, is when you get a trailer. Yeah, because I feel everything is every trailer now is hey, coming in 10 days or a week, we're gonna get it. So it's great.
Yes.
And this trailer too, compared to Turning Red, which almost kind of told a small narrative as you were watching it. This one was completely different, where you have all these beautiful shots where you're whoa, hey, wait a minute. It just kept going from one different shot to another, and you were just it just kept getting you more and more excited, and you just were so curious, where you're going to go, what we're going to see. And I think I love the look. I can't believe how I say it every time. Every time I go, that's it. They've hit the
ceiling
on how good it can look without it like pushing it to that almost. Okay, now it's too real, but no,
Right.
it still feels so. It's at that perfect level where we have this great amount of detail, but it still feels like a cartoon. And I just think it's amazing. Very excited.
It looks so good. And you're right about the Turning Red one. It was more of like, here's the background story of it. This was the action-adventure trailer that was meant to pump you up more so than explain plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves you asking a lot of questions, which is exciting because you're like, who knows what the story is? I know, and we have so much more to see. So it was really exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah, Marco, it's one of the things that was also in a ton of chats online was I can't believe we finally know what Buzz's hair looks like. I would have never thought it looked so darn cool.
Yeah.
Especially when he wears that thing. I mean, he's got to have some kind of helmet head, right?
Yeah.
Helmet hair.
I will say, what did you guys think about when you saw the other like space hero wearing Buzz's suit? They both wear the same suits.
Oh, yeah, like when Hawthorne, so Hawthorne, the other character that is wearing it. Yeah, and even the people around the area, around like the planet that he's on, like the one lady has like a zip up that has like the lime green, another guy's got like a purple vest. I'm like, man, I want all these clothes.
Yeah, the Buzz Lightyear Star Command cartoon did numb me to that because everybody in that show also wears the suits.
Yeah,
you're right, because don't like the little alien guys, they wear the suits too.
Yeah, like everyone who works who's a space ranger has it. So and it's like different to it's kind of interesting to see people like different sizes have like that Buzz Lightyear look to it. So but it was cool to see another person wear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you asked the question.
Well, that shocked me because I was like, oh gosh, does this not mean good things for Hawthorne?
Well, we'll get to Hawthorne. We'll get to Hawthorne.
I was like, oh no, we've met someone who's going to meet a demise.
We will get to Hawthorne. But what do you say we watch the trailer real quick? And now I will preface this by saying, that, again, if you're watching this on the rewatch after, the audio for the trailer will be gone because we'll get the copyright flag and then I'll have to remove it and then it'll be gone. So if you watch it after, you'll have to pause here if you want to watch the trailer and then go back. So let me hit screen share here. I'll flip this to QuickTime and then we will start watching. And let me just turn off picture-in-picture for the time being. And you guys let me know real quick if you can hear it once it starts.
Yep.
GNC, go. Fido, go. Guide, go flight.
Cabin pressurization is underway.
As we prepare for ignition. Flight recorders are on. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff.
To infinity.
And
Woo!
Oh my gosh, I just noticed something.
You just noticed something?
Yes.
What did you notice?
Okay. So we already kind of know if it's set in the Buzz Lightyear universe kind of thing, that Zurg is probably going to be... I feel like Zurg was just foreshadowed with that.
We're going to talk about Zurg.
But it was the freaking robots
The Zergbots.
Yeah, in Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. And like my first 4 things, I just noticed it now.
Okay, so we had a lot of great comments.
And it was purple, so he's got to be in it.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Angus actually talks about it.
I saw that he kind of said it without saying it.
Yes. Yeah, he kind of dances around it here. Swirly Straw Studios, while it was playing, noticed no Disney or Pixar logo at the beginning. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. At first, I thought maybe Buzz will die in the end, leaving behind that one woman, Hawthorne. But then I realized it would be too similar to Captain America, also with Chris Evans. Jeff, go for ignition. We are going to talk about this, Peter. The fuel looks like coaxium.
Oh, yeah, that's what you would say. But then there's also the one part that was my favorite. Did you see it this time? The shadow on Lightyear's face. That's the image of, that's the shadow of the box.
Yes. So I took a screenshot of it, which we'll pull up here too. I wanted to, okay, so in the chat, there are 2 things that I want to talk about here. One is I want to know, you could just start throwing out some numbers. I want some people to see generally. How many times have you watched the teaser trailer today? I'd say it's been at least 6, 7 for me. Not only because I take screenshots, but I was watching it through, just to soak it in as well. 5. So 5 for 5. You. But I also want to know what you guys think the runtime will be. Because a couple people in the forum have said, or at least I think somebody said that, is it going to be 2 hours or just about 2 hours? I mean, this one feels like it. Angus kind of touches in one interview that he says, the general rule is what can we tell in 90 minutes is usually what Pixar shoots for. But as, Scott pointed out, Incredibles 2 is 118 minutes. I think it absolutely
But I feel like
could.
Also Incredibles 2 had a larger cast. I don't know how big of a cast this one's going to have.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
So this cast seems kind of small. Maybe 6 primary people if you include Robot Cat and whatever that droid thing is that he's in the woods with.
Yeah.
Hawthorne. It looks like another captain guy.
Probably some other trainees when they're first training. Somebody will drop out probably. So yeah, Tim Evat being the production designer, that's true. He talked about that during his chat. I think, Paulina, that you were at too. So I think the one he did with the Norman... Was that the Norman Rockwell Museum one?
No.
It was a different one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. There's too many of those we've been to, right?
Yeah.
And Brendan, do I think it'll be PG-13? Ooh, I don't think it'll be PG-13. I still think it'll be PG. Mm-hmm. I think, with all that blade that cut that serpent arm thing, that when Hawthorne cut that off, I think there'll be, because of those things, it'll be PG, but I don't think it'll hit PG-13. So yeah, teaser looks like Marvel and Star Wars, even down to the suit. And yes, our Pixar group was all chatting earlier today about the Pixar cat legacy continues.
Yes.
That's the first thing I thought of, and I was like, they're listening.
Yeah, with socks.
They haven't skipped a beat.
Nope.
Seriously, none. This is
so.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with the cat, I will reveal that I have not seen Captain Marvel. There's a cat in that. That's an orange cat. Does that have any type of, what is the purpose of that cat for anybody else, including myself, that hasn't?
Gio, you're a big Marvel fan.
Well, Goose the cat. So, I mean, it kind of is like because Captain Marvel was like a pilot and whatnot, that whole thing. So I guess they're kind of, people are seeing the relation to that, sort of having an orange cat as well. So I guess, that's a good observation. I didn't even think of that.
Okay. I'll take it. Goose and socks. So, oh man, I didn't even think of this question. We're gonna have to talk about this one later. I'm gonna write it down. So, Randy Newman, who do we want to compose this thing?
Oh, I think it should maybe be a little different.
Joe. Well, we'll get there. I want to talk about it a little bit later, but I now want to talk about, so now that we've seen the trailer, we've given some overall thoughts here. I want to know so this probably is not a stretch by any means, but I couldn't stop thinking about it, and it kind of hit me like, ho! So, in the first Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear lands on Andy's bed, and he's awoke from hypersleep. And in that, so he wakes up on an uncharted planet, as he thinks. That diagram that shows the trainees going around the sun, or a planet, or whatever it is, as they're going around it, is that essentially because Buzz the toy is being programmed with some of the experiences based on the action figure, or the action hero, Buzz Lightyear. Is that the story of this movie, that he's training to go around the sun, something goes awry with that trip, and he lands on an uncharted planet, and that can be where they have some
look at this guy using his brain.
Yeah. It is. But I feel like if they're going to take little elements from the first film and expand on them, he goes around
and it looked like an uncharted,
and it's like an uncharted planet.
Yes, that's...
like, so I don't know if that was totally obvious, but I feel like when I was watching it, I was like,
it is totally obvious, but not obvious at the same time.
You're right.
So yes, I think that is kind of where, like, the one thing we have to figure out now is, because if that's the case, if we're gonna assume for currently,
I mean, I'm bought into it.
Okay, Julie's bought in. That's good. That he goes around, something goes awry when he has to go through these 3 rings that are always present on this mission, and he goes to this other planet. They're meets up with this droid character, which could be like the Woody that he meets up with. His sidekick on this planet. And then somehow or another, what we have to figure out is, why are they training? So is it like, are they thwarting a Zurg plan? What is Zurg doing that they're trying to protect from? Why do
taking the coaxium?
He could be, well, so if he's like taking the crystallic fusion.
Yeah. Coaxium is Star Wars.
It's from Solo, where they're mining it
it's top of mind because I just rode that ride.
Oh, right.
We had to save
and they're like
the
in the whole
coaxium.
tubes too, like that.
Yes. Yes. So it does look like that. So it's not, I don't think Zurg is going for like power. I don't know. He could be, because, wait a minute. In the second one, Buzz is trying to get to Zurg's source of power to end him, to detach his power, and then he's... So maybe the source of power is what he's going to be going after.
But is he really his father?
Is Zurg really going to be his father?
I'm kidding.
Well, is that too... I mean, they could potentially change it up, because then you're talking straight Star Wars.
Like, that was just a funny... Like, I don't think that's going to happen, but...
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw you off for a second.
Yeah. So I think, we've got good comments in the chat about the timing as well. But yeah, we're going to talk about the cat as well. We're definitely going to talk about the cat. I've got so many darn questions. That feels like, if you're talking Star Wars, you see it plugged in at one point. I'm like, is this his R2-D2, like, traveling along with Luke? So, oh man. Where is Josh leaving? Okay, I'm just going to scroll down here. So the Galactic Alliance. So yeah, is he trying to, like, his official phrase, why Buzz existed, is... So Buzz lands. Blast! This will take weeks to repair. Buzz Lightyear mission log. Stardate 4072. My ship has run off course en route to Sector 12. I've crash landed on a strange planet. The impact must have woke me from hypersleep. And then...
Hypersleep must be what he sleeps when he goes through those rings.
I didn't know if, like...
Because maybe it could be kind of like... I mean, this is a stretch, but... Big Hero 6. They went into, like, a hypersleep. Remember?
What do they do in that?
When he saved... When Hero and Baymax save Calhoun's daughter.
Okay. All right. So, Jace bringing up there's time travel involved. You might be onto something with the sleep thing here.
Yeah, because that's...
We're going to go back to the screen share, people. We're going to start pulling up preview here. And so these are the... You guys aren't seeing anything yet, are you? You see the poster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the poster that we got. This is just setting up that whole thing that that Angus is doing with very backlit and leaving very little light on the subject in the front, which I am obsessed with. I love it. We know that Buzz Lightyear is O positive for his blood, in case anybody wanted to know. Which, I have my dad's dog tags from when he was in the service, and,
Isn't that a universal donor?
It's universal acceptor and universal donor for positive and negative, and I don't remember.
I don't know the rules.
Yeah, there's one that you can universally receive and universally give, but O is the universal. Now it's whether the positive is the receive or give. Okay, so we've got crystallic fusion. So people did say that it looks like coaxium, as you said from that, but I was just freaking out. The very first thing upon seeing this trailer that I thought about was crystallic fusion. I couldn't believe it because I was like looking at up here too. It's the Y is knocked out, like it's scratched off, but it says crystallic fuel port, and I'm like, yes, it's crystallic fusion. Because, of course, that goes to, do you people still use fossil fuel, or have you discovered crystallic fusion? That was the first thing that I was like, they're doing it, and they're making it so cool. So then, yes, we get the close-up of it, which looks a lot like coaxium. So I get why people made that comparison, but I'm staying that it's crystallic fusion.
Yeah.
But as far as when they're going through the rings, as Jace just talked about real quick.
So the whiteboard.
Yeah, the whiteboard here.
Yes.
So in this one, this is one of the more intriguing things. First off, can we talk about how cool it is to kind of get some Wall-E vibes too?
Exactly.
Like similar with like the shapes, the feel, the design cue that you'll see throughout this in windows and everything else is this shape that kind of goes and then knocks down and then continues on and then goes down again. There's like a little step. You'll see that throughout, and I love it. But the time travel thing, so you've got, here's them on their, like us, on the planet. I presume this to mean, and I saw Brendan in the chat, I saw your review video that you posted in the forum, and I think you said essentially this same thing, but I want to know what other people think too. So 1 year on this planet equates to 1 minute. So he's probably sleeping his body would have to exist in two spaces.
So that's why Hawthorne looks so much older. Because when they were young, it shows a younger Hawthorne, it appears. Okay,
we're going to show those Hawthorns in a minute. But yeah, so here's where they take off from the planet. They do this, like, I'm considering it kind of like a lasso. We just watched the whole thing where we were like, what intrigues people to do this?
Whip?
It's like the whip move a little bit where you go around something to generate, maybe they're using gravitational pull and then hitting.
Yeah, they do that on the Mission Space ride at in Epcot. You do that. From what I remember, Jack can correct me, but you go around something to get speed, and that's when you jet off, and then you go into hyper sleep, So that until you arrive at your destination.
Yes,
which is Mars.
Okay,
yeah.
So perfect. So I've never rode that because I would pass out on it.
Yeah,
that's the one ride I can't do.
I've never been on it.
So Jeff, not time travel. This is what happens when you travel close to the speed of light. I believe was this Einstein that talked a little bit about this, where he was actually like talking about, he exposed it where he was looking at like a train, and as he looked out the back window, like he realized that if you traveled at, like as Jeff is saying, the speed of light, it's minuscule, but really people that go to the moon and do all these fast travels are minutes off from us. So, or Star Trek 4. The slingshot maneuver is all we got. So yeah. So I presume that we're gonna get this thing here. I don't know what the significance of the 3 rings are, though. Any thoughts there?
Isn't that an Ariana Grande song?
7 rings.
I know. I kid.
So I think in general, are we in agreement that this graph is showing that 1 year equals 1 minute for Buzz in this scenario if he completes and hits hyperspeed right here and travels through these rings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh man, Scott going in here crazy too. I think it is time travel. That's why I said, have you people discovered this yet? Because he's in the past. I don't think so. I think he's thinking that just because he's on a foreign planet. But he knows about fossil fuels.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah. So sorry, did I totally cut you off from something, Julie, here?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the pictures here. My brain is like on fire right now from all these things.
He is so excited. Like, he has been jazzed all day. And he had a busy work day, so he
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, here again we see this. What are these? Are these what his speed is picking up to? Is this distance? This is his point where he has to so it looks like the light coming out of Ivan here. And is Ivan kind of like...
Is it the computer? Is it the ship? Is it that droid thing?
Yeah,
Helps him?
Who is Ivan?
Does he speak with him?
I need to know. Yeah, is he British?
Yes.
Is he British?
So many questions.
I know.
I know.
Portals to another planet? Oh, maybe these are like Void's rings, like we're portals, but portals to another planet, like would they be 3 in a row? How do you know which ring you hit? Oh man, this is so good. Yeah, what's the significance of Ivan? I want to know. And Brandy, you think it's the speed from the slingshot. Okay, I'm on board with you. I think so too. So he's going out here, comes a little closer.
Maybe it's going to Avatar 2, because if you spell Ivan backwards, it's Navi, right? I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
And maybe Avatar 2 is finally coming out, and maybe all the conspiracy theorists will say, wait a second. Just kidding.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe.
I agree with Josh. It's an acronym for something.
Exactly.
Like why am I forgetting? Like, Wally had all the names, and the instructor that they show is Eric. Hey Eric. So, but it has the dots in it too, like in the name. So it's like subtle dots there. So what educational resource?
In class.
Yeah, I love the eyes. I mean, it's got that Wally-ish feel that makes you feel good. I want to know what Eric stands for. Of course, we'll learn all these things. I really want to know what Ivan is, but that's like the control in his ship, which is the XL-01. So since he's flying XL-01, that makes me feel like he's the best young test pilot.
Or he's the first. I have a feeling he's the first.
Is he? Okay. What do you guys think?
He's the first to do this mission, use this spacecraft. That's the vibe I'm getting. Thoughts?
Infinity and beyond, Joe. And see yourself out.
Yeah.
What were you just saying? I'm losing my mind. This is so cool.
Yeah, I can't remember what I just said.
Yes, it's definitely got that. The Space Odyssey style face eye was like the ship. What's the ship? The wheel in Wall-E. Why am I forgetting that all of a sudden?
Otto.
Yeah, it's like Otto. That's what that was essentially. The Buzz toy at Amazon was called XL-01 Buzz. So that's the same that that he's got here. We were talking about the XL-01. Was he the first pilot, Or is he like the best and therefore he has aircraft one is what we were talking about. And yeah, Scott saying, yeah, they made it obvious there for that one. I thought he was going to go through the planet. The hologram has rings pointing at the planet. Yeah, I don't know.
But that's the planet he just took off from.
Well, that's what we're assuming.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Earth, based on how it looks. But let's talk about some of the other things. Amazing. I love the whole anamorphic lens, like with the lens flares. Like this is total like pulling in the reboot of Star Wars with J.J. Abrams and all the lens flares. Okay, so Hawthorne, I don't think she looks any younger or older here.
Yeah.
But she obviously has gotten into some tussles. She's got a scar up here that looks relatively fresh in her eyebrow.
Well, she had that when she had the spacesuit on too, though.
Yes, but that means they're showing you character design that she's nobody to mess with.
Yeah.
Like, she gets in fights, she'll fight back, she's got her thing. And then, yeah, we've got Hawthorne as her name. We don't know, I've seen people ask, who voices Hawthorne. We don't know any vocal cast outside of
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, right?
No.
I can presume that Zurg will be Andrew Stanton again. Because he was before.
Or Wayne Knight from the TV show.
Geo.
Okay,
Is that who it was?
You can dream. I don't want Wayne Knight.
You did a great job, all right?
What is it? Buckins. We got Buckins here.
Yeah. Oh, Hawthorne. We got Hawthorne here. Hello, Zurg. Or hello, Buzz.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so people are saying, is Hawthorne named after Hawthorne, California, the city where SpaceX is based? I would not be surprised if that's one of the little things that they pulled. Jelani, I wonder who she's modeled after. Yeah, for sure. Geo needs a Glockenspiel. You got it, Kevin.
Thank you, Gio.
Thanks, Kevin.
Wayne Knight was Al.
He was also Zurg in the TV show.
Okay.
TV show, yeah.
So Cameron is saying his brother said Josh Brolin. Well, that would definitely add a lot more depth in that voice. But
it'd have to be someone different because that's a toy.
Yeah, correct. But I mean, Andrew Stanton makes his voice sound different. But
I want someone different now.
So, I mean, even in toys, Darth Vader has like that kind of sound because they're putting it through a vocal thing. So yeah. I don't know. We'll find out all these voices. But okay, what do we got here? Trailer music. Yes, we got here. Buzz, he was stationed up in the Gamma Quadrant, I can't read today, of Sector 4 as a member of the elite Universe Protection Unit of the Space Ranger Corps. I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance. So, yeah, I want to know what plan that he is what they're trying to thwart. So the conversation of, is this based on a real character or a fictional character? So is this Buzz Aldrin? Is this a real person? Or is this Arnold Schwarzenegger playing,
Rambo.
Or yeah, in that case, Sylvester Stallone playing Rambo.
And then Rambo toys are made.
So did you guys have any thoughts on this coming in, or in the chat? Do you guys have any like burning question, or
like, what did you think?
What do you think, and do you guys know like what it ultimately is or not?
I think Angus even said this is the movie that the toy was based on. So it's not based on someone. It's like this is
Rambo.
Buzz Lightyear is probably an actor in the real world who played this Buzz making this movie, and this is the movie that was released to the world in the Toy Story universe.
Okay, perfect. You've got it exactly as it should be.
And that's exactly what I thought. But you...
Well, no, there was, because Chris Evans' tweet is the one that got everybody all confused because they said it was based on a real-life person.
Or hero.
Yes.
A real-life hero. So it was like, wait a minute, it's not an actor hero, it's a real-life hero. So, like, there was other people that were in the camp of...
Even the synopsis kind of makes it seem the official synopsis at Pixar.
Right.
It kind of makes it seem,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. So
I
Jace.
thought he was like the
Yeah, go ahead, Paulina.
not like the Buzz Aldrin kind of.
But Buzz Aldrin is
know?
based on a real human.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
So okay, so that is where
So
I
you
was originally. And then so
Right.
what I just posted as far as Jace's comment is what Angus said today. It's a movie that Andy would have watched.
But see, that's what I thought it was all along.
Yeah,
Which is weird
so
because we've talked about this.
Luke is saying I interpret it as a movie that came before the toy that the toy is based on. The
Yeah.
Buzz in the movie is a mere character.
Like Rambo or Star Wars.
Right.
But see, I thought it was like a Buzz Aldrin, like it was supposed to be
It's like buying a Luke Skywalker toy. It's based...
right.
Right.
But like in my mind, it would be like buying a Buzz Aldrin toy because he was a real person with a toy based on him. You're saying a fictional character buying a toy
Yes.
based on him. And so there was like an amazing argument on like that Marco I said shared. It was a Polygon argument, the Polygon website, where they just literally put their text chat among the writers that morning. And they were all going back and forth like, no, you're wrong. No, because of this. No, because of this. It went around and around. So we tried to find as many things as we could to make it hopefully clear. So a D23 article, and he mentioned this in a couple others interviews with Angus as well. What was the movie that Andy saw when Toy Story was made? Lightyear director Angus MacLean always wondered, why don't we make that movie?
Yes.
So I guess you could beg the question, it's still a movie, so was the movie based on the real man? But then that would make the world with aliens and all this other sci-fi stuff. So he also says to EW, set in the world of Toy Story is kind of weird. Another way to get at it is it's a straightforward sci-fi action film about the Buzz Lightyear character. In the Toy Story universe, it would be like a movie that maybe Andy would have seen that would make him want the Buzz Lightyear figure. So he said the movie doesn't end and then you see Andy eating popcorn. Like it doesn't like zoom out from the screen and you see Andy sitting there eating. This is the only thing. This is standalone. It's the Buzz Lightyear movie. It's that character, but as the Space Ranger, not as the toy. So I'm with Paulina. Based on Chris Evans' original tweet and how they positioned it as it was based on a real person, I thought it was like in the Toy Story world, they're Buzz Aldrin. But then now that we see this, and the conversation was so like crazy, we had people messaging us on Twitter and tagging.
Gio, you and I are same wavelength.
This side, that side. So it's a movie within a movie. I like it. See, JD, I thought it was supposed to be based on a real person in universe. So I'm glad to see. We Paulina, we weren't the only ones.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave that there now. We know that this is based on a fictional character in the Toy Story world, a movie that Andy may have seen, but it's not actually a movie. But yeah, it would have been pretty crazy if Emperor Zurg actually existed in real life Toy Story world.
Well, he could just be a bad guy,
But see, before this teaser trailer, we didn't know that though.
Exactly.
Before this teaser trailer, we just saw like that he was going to be a test pilot.
But that's what I thought though. Even before we saw that,
didn't Pete say that in the call that this was going to be the movie?
I always thought it was a movie within a movie. We talked about this.
Somewhere along the line, I got confused.
Yeah, same here. You know what? And to be honest, when they did the whole, I just kind of like brushed it off. I was like, "Oh, brother, Buzz Lightyear." So honestly, I didn't even give it a full chance.
Yeah,
and that's why I think I'm really blown away with this teaser trailer because I expected nothing out of it, and it's really everything right now. So
yes. So, speaking of weapons and such, it would be terrifying if a weapon with the ability to annihilate a planet existed in Toy Story. So, Zurg's plan, is this does he have a Death Star? Is that why this Galactic Alliance is formed? So that way they can protect against his version of the Death Star? So that's just a hypothetical. But Julie liked this.
I love that shot.
Okay, what do you love about this shot so much?
I just feel like it's foreshadowing to him being a toy. Like, there's an image in Toy Story 2 where he's in the toy aisle, and that same reflection's like reflecting on him.
You can see the shape of the box.
The box.
Yeah, it's
just his spaceship.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You can already see all the dust. You know, we always talk about the dust.
You gotta love the dust.
You gotta love the dust. Oh, and I also saw. I gotta go back to.
That's not dust, isn't that stars?
It could be stars.
It's stars. He's in space. He's in space.
I'm scrolling back here. I think Scott had put in, or who did, about the Ivan, what it stood for, because it was actually pretty clever. So go ahead. Oh, yeah, here it is. I got it. Brian. Interplanetary Vehicle Automated Network. Okay, so hyperlaunch. This shot, which everybody just loves.
Beautiful.
Good God. Okay, so here's that step down. Notice that step down thing? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I love that design. It's so cool. While I was watching this, there's two things I thought of. I love the
new
fact...
Star Wars hotel that's opening up.
Well, I did not think of that, but
that's
yes,
the first
that is...
thing I thought of.
Oh, did you? Because
Yes.
that's going to be incredible.
No, that it looks like it to me.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm happy about is if this is the future, I'm happy that there's bench seating everywhere. Because it's in Star Wars too. There's bench seating everywhere. And don't tell me you don't love a booth.
Yeah. Why have we abandoned that? We should bring it back.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a booth?
Yeah.
Gio, we've talked about it before, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll ask for a booth. I'll wait for it.
That's right.
I do too.
I know. So I'm happy that there's bench and booth seating everywhere. Okay, so you got the step down. You got this great thing here. The thing that I wanted to find is a part where he talks about, so the look of the film. So Angus talked about there's a very specific aesthetic I was chasing, which is a lot of, and I'm going to probably mispronounce it, but chiaro scuro. So this is a art term that comes from Italian, which means bright for chiaro, and oscuro is dark. So chiaro scuro. And so that is bright dark. And I am obsessing about the fact that this is going to get me
That's your aesthetic.
This is totally my aesthetic.
That is like 100% you.
When I was young, my room growing up would weird people out because I was only allowed to have black and white imagery. And I wanted it to be and I did not know that.
You weren't allowed. That's what you chose. It made it seem like your parents were only black and white.
No color for TJ.
When he was old enough to make his own decisions on how he wanted to decorate his room.
Thank you.
He only wanted black and white.
Correct.
Don't make it seem like...
Yes, I made my room only black and white.
He was a teenager.
I got black and white plaid carpet. All the trim was black, the ceiling was black, and then the walls were gray, and all the artwork was framed artwork that was black and white artwork, and it was
prints and stuff.
Yeah, it was like prints, so it was like a little art gallery in there, and it was very much artwork that had that very light and dark kind of backlighting things where you don't see the whole subject being lit.
There's a lot of photography and stuff.
I love that. And when I took photography class, we were developing our own film. It was only black and white. So I was trying to get a lot of photos that were like that as well. And it was funny. People would often critique it and be like, well, you can't really fully see the subject. And I'd be like, that is what I want, because you have to look at it longer. And I can't. Yes. So Karen Bear, Chiaroscuro reminds me of the artist Caravaggio. Yes, absolutely. Caravaggio is, the one of the original people that were doing this as I started looking it up. I think I saw that in the 1400s is when people said Leonardo da Vinci was the one that kind of maybe originated this. But so do I think Bill Reeves is involved in the movie? I don't know. I don't know yet. Yeah. And Scott, yes, if this is good, I don't care. I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes, but I would more than welcome a Western that looked just like this.
Yeah.
But black
with the
and white.
Roundup gang, how fun would that be?
But all black and white.
Julie just blew my mind. If it was all black and white, if Pixar...
Well, because you were just talking about black and white.
If Pixar took a stand and made a black and white full-length movie... That... Holy cow.
Speechless.
I'm going to need a minute. Oh... But yeah, so I love the fact that, he wanted this very dramatic, you can't really see everything, so it's going to make hunting for Easter eggs a nightmare. But I love it. So property, his shirt here. So yeah, first off, you see his hair here. Yeah, shut up with your cool hair.
Little dimple.
Yeah, his chin dimple. Property of Star Command ID starts out with 1200, Pixar's address. Mm-hmm. And boy, oh boy, did I go and spend about 45 minutes trying to figure out what 12007275283 could be. Does anybody in the chat...
Isn't that the zip code? 75288.
Okay, hang on. Julie's going to look that up. 1200 is definitely Park Avenue is their address. Julie's got it. It's the set. It's the Lego number set for the AT-AT for Star Wars. That's pretty cool.
Oh no, it's for Dallas.
Dallas? All right. Okay. Well, fine. But yeah, I went through everything. I was trying to come up with like decodings. Like I was like, okay, if I translate the 7 to a letter, and then I'm like, nope, that doesn't work. I was looking at other codes. I was adding up things to see if they could add to maybe like Angus's birthday. I also looked up the coordinates, the geo coordinates for Pixar, and it's, I got rid of the 1200 and kind of it's close. It's close, but it's not. You can't get it to be exactly that. Does anybody else have any ideas of what this could be? Because it's driving me bonkers.
A bunch of numbers.
It's a bunch of numbers. Believe me, I was looking at all the stupid numbers on like the transport car that is in the background at one spot. I can't find anything. And and so Brian says Frankenweenie was black and white. And I'll be honest, that's the reason I watched it. Uh-huh. That's the reason we watched it. Because I was like, well, I'm going to watch it now.
Oh, man, that was a sad movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so... so he said when he was asked, Angus was asked, when did you start developing? He started it right after he got done co-directing Finding Dory. So about Buzz. I like how your brain works, TJ. See, trying to figure out and decode all those things. So what different aspects of Buzz's character did you want to explore? So this was a Fandango interview, which was also the same on Rotten Tomatoes. So Angus says, Buzz had a disagreement over the nature of reality. In the first Toy Story, he believes he's a space ranger when Woody says he's a toy. In the second movie, they had to bring in another Buzz Lightyear to jumpstart that again. And then there's Spanish Buzz in Toy Story 3 and the inner monologue in Toy Story 4. I'm interrupting that interview because for EW, for Entertainment Weekly, he also mentioned that essentially that same thing happens in Small Fry with the miniature Buzz, where it's essentially like the Buzz is having this, like one Buzz is having to convince someone else that they're not a toy or that this reality is different.
So this Lightyear is probably going to have an inner monologue where he's fighting with himself, thinking that he can't do anything. Maybe that's like a character trait that followed through with the toy.
It could be. So, but he continues in the Fandango when he says, Buzz is somebody who takes his job very seriously and is very much a rule follower and has a steadfast belief in himself. So he's kind of like, it's that Buzz Lightyear, like, I am Buzz Lightyear. He's overly confident kind of thing. Yeah. these are the tropes of that kind of hero that we're recognizing, feeding on, and playing with. But he's such an amalgamation of weird sci-fi cliches. How do you make that more than a punchline? That was really the charge of Lightyear. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing of how, they can make this, he's not a buffoon, as someone said, or a goofball and things like that. Yeah. So, Kevin, see ya.
Bye, Kevin.
Good night.
Ridiculously huge amount of Star Command Space Rangers that have been enlisted in the dystopian future ruled by Zurg. Yes. So the ship designs were something that I absolutely loved as well. Let me zoom this back out here. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second too. Holy cowza. Okay, so we've got this. Look at. I love how they found a way, which this was obviously designed first, to honor it, but still make it super stinking cool in this ship. So he talks about in the interview, we had a first Buzz Lightyear ship built by a model maker who used to work with Industrial Light and Magic. Then we saw the ship in 3D and we were like, okay, what are the signifiers that make it feel tangible? How do we get that into a movie? At the same time, we didn't want it to look like a live action ship because a CG character wouldn't be in it. It's really a balance of design aesthetics, from shapes and surface texture to paint color. And he talked about that he collects a lot of anime books and they design and have a lot of ships in those. And he said he always loves that, they're not like thin like this. They're always like big and chunky. And he wanted it to kind of like play off of that similar thing. That I just thought that was kind of cool that he had like the ship design there.
All I know is I'm buying.
I know.
Oh shit! It comes out. I'm ready.
You bet your bottom dollar there, Annie. Yes, without a doubt. It's going to look so... All of these toys are going to look awesome.
They look great.
He talks about influences. He says Star Wars is definitely there, along with the right stuff.
Oh, I have a question.
Think of Buzz as a Chuck Yeager figure, but McClane is more interested in making his own film than an Easter egg hunt for referencing other movies.
So we're talking about toys. Are they going to make another Buzz Lightyear action figure after,
that looks like this?
Crazy.
Boy, that kind of.
Ooh, that's a good
for
one.
sure. And I'll buy them all.
Absolutely.
I already love Buzz,
Yeah.
and now my obsession is going to go even deeper.
Do you think they would?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think they will. They'll definitely be like the Hero Cross one that's like $400.
Oh,
and there'll be ones that look like this Chris Evans. There'll be other ones as well.
I really hope I feel like with this much detail, I really hope there's some sort of highly detailed figure on the horizon, just to, because there'll be kid ones and like ones for the general market and whatnot that'll be cheaper. But gosh, you want to get that gritty Buzz as a toy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I need that. So yeah, I think Buzz's disagreement with reality will be realizing Star Command's values weren't as pure and idealistic. Oh man, if he goes against like Star Command, that would be wild as well. Okay, let's dive into some of these other images here. So we've got through that one. We did that. We got the whip here. We got the amazing ship that we're all going to buy. We got Hawthorne. The other thing I was going to say about Hawthorne is I can presume that she's the other main character, because if you look at, and then again in the Pixar Post forum, they're already putting in some links to Lightyear books that are on Amazon, and one of them, it's a middle grade novel, says this middle grade novel is a sci-fi space adventure following the events of the film from the unique perspective of the film's co-lead. So Buzz is Buzz is not just front and center, with as much as they're like touching fingers saying "and beyond."
So maybe Buzz dies?
Buzz is not going to die. Don't do that to me.
He can't die.
If they do that, I got a big problem. I don't want a black and white film. So Hawthorne sounds like they're going to have even books told from her perspective, which is pretty cool. So we've got Hyper Launch. We've got this amazing one. Okay. Holy cow. How cool.
Yeah, this is total Star Wars.
Oh my God. I'm dying. It's so amazing. My worlds are colliding and I'm so happy about it. I mean, Dan, the Pixar fan, who also has Star Wars Collection, an Instagram page, he's got to be freaking out. And Gio, we were texting him today. Crickets.
Gone. Yep.
Crickets.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
You're watching this, Dan. Thanks. Nothing.
We missed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, Jeff is saying the same thing. She looks different in this scene as the one where they're showing the 1 minute to 1 year.
See, I kind of thought that
okay,
too.
let's look at them.
Let's look.
Okay, so we've got Hawthorne here, and then it's the one where they're looking at the chart with Eric, right? Oops, I'm still zoomed in. Actually,
See?
I'll keep it zoomed
Oh,
in.
maybe.
What if there's a massive time jump in this film and Buzz is gone for years and he comes back and Zurg is taken over and he comes back from this adventure and who knows? And Hawthorne now has risen in the ranks and we're years ahead. And he's like, what happened? And they're like,
I would be
was taken over.
I would be all over that too if Zurg has like had his grips. I mean, he's got all those Zurg bots.
And
he's
like
gotta
Hawthorne's bad then?
No. He's just saying like Hawthorne's. Or are you saying she is bad, or she's just
Because-
older because he was
like,
gone?
Say, like, oh, she, stuck around with Star Command, and of course, this is just a big what if, but maybe that can explain it. I mean,
So it could just be as simple as
her hair's not braided.
her hair's not braided.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as that. It could be. I like the idea of a time jump. I like the idea that. I mean, there's
especially how
her hair's
we were
braided.
seeing that the whole spending 1 minute, what was it? That
1
whole
minute,
thing. So
yeah.
Buzz is only gone for a fraction of time. He comes back. Years have gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. This is just crazy speculation.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think this could just be a different. She could have just done her hair different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that Julie has said it, Cleo Cat said it, Jeff said it,
I feel like there's.
and the fact that we know that some type of time differential is happening.
That, yes.
It seems like that definitely could be. But oh my God, I want to know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
This droid, yes. And then I want to know what he's looking at. But of course, the comparisons.
Snow.
The comparisons of this here have already drawn comparisons
Yes.
This is the Empire Strikes Back.
to Luke on Dagobah.
Yes.
Hey, did I get the film right?
Wait. He goes to Dagobah in the first one, right?
Isn't that
Empire.
Empire, you're right. I was.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gio, for saving me and Julie. Okay, but if you didn't notice it, you see a little Zergy bot in the distance there?
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was excited to see that. So these, wherever he has crash landed, there are Zerg bots. Whether Zerg is there or not, this could be like a Vader thing where he kind of goes from planet to planet and they have seized control of this planet, or they're building something there, or if it goes along, which it probably is not with Star Wars, is this some kind of like random planet that he can go to, which is kind of off the map where he can learn some more things. There's just so much to it. I'm going to say that it's another planet, but that is there. We've got this Burnside character. So who's Burnside here in Mission Control?
He's probably the one in control.
He doesn't look too happy. Burnside is not. He's got his backside burned. So we've got that. That's a thing. Now let's talk about the cat.
The
Socks.
cat.
Okay, so Collider asked him about it, and he said, I have been advised that we are not yet ready to share all of the details about the robot cat. But I can tell you that the robot cat does feature prominently in the film and will be an audience favorite, not in a cynical way, but by design. It's funny, it's a robot cat, but it's still under wraps.
It's very adorable.
Yes.
It is. It is. I like that even though it's a robot cat, when he, gets scared and he throws a cat, he still lands on his feet. So
The cat,
robot
yes.
cat or not, it still lands on its feet.
Yeah, he
On
kind of
his little
lands.
leg.
Yeah, he kind of lands here and like bounces a little.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got
It's also what
the
is
robot
that?
mouse.
Like that
Yes.
flecked material. Like
It's flocked.
Flocked. That's what
Yeah.
It is.
So they took a robot and they put like the flocked material over the top to make him
Yes.
more approachable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got this, which by the way, I thought this was pretty funny. So a little like,
It's like his karate chop arm.
so it's exactly what it is. So
it?
yes, so so Empire asked him about it. Angus said it's one of those things that's thing shown here is entirely intentional as a nod for sharp-eyed Toy Story fans. Buzz's martial arts reaction to the cat robot springing to life. Angus said, quote, "It's meant to be reminiscent of the shot that Doug Sweetland animated in Toy Story of him freaking out in the bed. Hoo-yah!
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Hoya.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Angus said,
Nice.
Angus said there's not a ton of that, but occasionally it just felt character correct to try to do those things. So how fun is that?
Great.
Cool. Well, we caught
That
it.
is great.
Yeah, and here's that little step down shape again. Boop, boop.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I want our house to look like this. I want to live in a world where not only there are benches, but where windows can be not just rectangles, not just squares. I want things to be different. I'm tired of everything being the same.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You don't want our house to have these windows? Custom cut? They'll be super expensive.
That's okay.
Okay, so...
Worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Okay, so we got Eric here that we talked about. We've got the hyperspeed and training. I thought it was funny how they changed like the buttons a little bit here. Like how we've got, essentially it's not like the green, purple. I'm trying to see where Buzz is green, purple, and red, or green, blue, and red. He's got the 1, 2, 3 here. This dial looks insanely close to if you see the Zurg blaster.
Well, this isn't his official suit, though. This is like
a test one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but I think it's odd though that this little dial here, even with the color patterns, looks like when Zurg turns up his blaster and he's like gonna start shooting at Buzz. But yeah, so this thing here, what planet are they on that it has these creatures?
I think they're at their base or something. It just must be one of the creatures that live there.
Yeah. We've got the what cat?
Oh, yeah.
How is he plugged in? Going boop boop beep boop 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 beep.
Boop, boop.
Okay, why do we think he's plugged in?
I think he videotapes with his eyes
You think he videotapes?
or something.
Is he looking? He's looking around.
Yeah.
Or is he like? Because that's like right next to the launch button. Is he like uploading commands like on where he's going?
Could be like when R2 his little arm comes out and he's doing his little
Right.
or he's charging.
Yeah, that could be.
Yep.
I'm tired of everything being the same. This is TJ's villain origin story when I was talking about windows being different. I'm tired of everything being the same.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's TJ. What if there was no color in the world?
I saw someone say something about lasers. Do you think that when Buzz gets a laser on his suit that the cat's going to freak out and play with it like Robot Cat?
That's good.
Yes, there is definitely going to be a cat laser toy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't want to,
Ruin
your villain backstory. Because that's
Awesome.
completely what it would be.
Yeah. is this what inspires the little green aliens? Like, is this who he meets on a planet, or are they on the planet? Maybe the cat is secretly carrying plans. Like he's keeping an eye out. Is somebody approaching? I mean, simply enough, like Gio said, maybe he just has to be charged. The tail's like a USB. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have here? Let me just see if there's any last screenshots. I think there was a couple thing. We got the plug-in, and then we've got...
Yeah.
I mean, this is clearly, like, Vader's arrival here, and you can see on their chests...
It's a Z.
It's a Z. So they're definitely... I mean, they look like Zerg bots. They have a Z on them. You've got a purpley color coming here. Opening up, I tried to decode this. You know what I should do? I should look into
the Star Wars language.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Arabish.
Yes, maybe that's it.
I doubt they could put that on there though.
Sure, they could. Disney owns Star Wars. Yeah. But I want to know: is it my boy? I love Zerg. Do you guys love Zerg?
What a great design.
I mean, is there anything better than Zerg's design? He's like the greatest. Crazy looking, over the top, like the high collar villain. It's got like that Maleficent.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so cool. And every time I see him, it's a destroy Buzz Lightyear, destroy. So is this going to be before he's angry? Like, is this going to does he not even know who Buzz Lightyear is at the beginning of this? And what he's doing disturbs him, so now he wants to always destroy him?
I don't know.
Oh, it's so fun. I love it. Okay. Zergy boy here. People have also talked about this one as a Easter egg here, potentially, that tying into the movie Aliens, which Julie mentioned here, Wayland Corporation is the company that is the parent company before it merges with Wyland, I don't remember, it starts with a Y. Another company in Aliens, the movie Aliens, and they're like, is this a nod like his... significations.
Or is it just like a modern-y?
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely could be. I mean, this, you assume general or higher up captain has more of them, and I want to know what all these are. Like, he's got, like, really cool stuff going on here. But I thought that was interesting that, it's a sci-fi nod. It could be a nod to...
I don't look at those windows in the back.
Oddly shaped, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a window company. That's how I'm going to take over the world. And people have already been on Twitter drawing conclusions to how he looks at the space suit in the same way he looks at Captain America's suit. And we already talked about the box and drawing design elements from there. And people also talked about at the end the to infinity and they cut him off before he can say beyond, which is the nod to him saying Avengers, not saying assemble.
Yeah, he only said one word in this trailer. And. That's all he said.
Oh, that's right, because she says, but didn't it sound like it was Buzz? Like, to me, it sounded like it was like a really good version of Buzz, I thought. Nobody? Nothing?
I mean,
cricket? I gotta get a cricket sound.
Yeah.
We'll do that one since we haven't tonight.
I didn't notice it too much, but it didn't bother me. Like his voice. Like, I thought it was good. I thought it was like pretty on Buzz brand. Yeah, this is going to be another one like Incredibles 2. It's going to do very well at the box office. The door just says Zerg in a sci-fi font. This is very obvious. Yeah. Like every time Darth Vader shows up, it's like Zerg, Darth Vader. And Zerg is the best, absolutely. All right, to infinity and so okay. Do we have anything else to talk about? So it's to infinity and beyond, a corporate... Oh, so is it a corporate slogan of Star Command, not something that Buzz came up with? I think he came up with it with Hawthorne. I feel like it's like their catchphrase.
That was their thing.
That's kind of what I thought when they had their little handshake.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely going to make a wood ton of money. So, okay, do we have anything else? Any other thoughts that we didn't touch on before we get to kind of like Angus's final thoughts? Paulina, any last thoughts? Anything else that you can think of?
No, I'm looking at like the little notes I took, and I think we talked about everything.
So, okay, we do have actually now I'm remembering the music. We'll come back to the music. And then Jace, no, the door really does say Zurg. But wait a minute. Really then you do put that face on it? I can't trust you anymore. Okay, so Giovanni, any other thoughts outside of the music which we'll touch on?
No, I'm just ready for another trailer, honestly. I'm ready for more. It's like one of those trailers where I'm like really stoked to just see more of it. Honestly, it really got me excited.
Yeah, usually teaser trailers don't have me this wound up, but I'm wound up.
Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way from the Pixar teasers of like, now we're like getting so much stuff jam-packed into the first one right away. Yeah, it's crazy.
Bugs Life, they just have him walk on. He's just like, "Oh, we're doing a movie."
Yeah.
Is it the Toy Story 2 movie? Okay, so what were you going to say? Did you have any other thoughts?
No.
Okay, music. Do we have any guesses on who would do this one? I saw somebody say Henry Jackman in the comments. We've already got wink wink Ludwig Göransson doing Turning Red. Not officially announced, but it's been talked about enough out there. Okay, Jace, you got to prove it. Prove it. Send us a picture, and I will believe it. I am straight as an arrow right here with Roe. I want Thomas Newman to do it. That is my first pick. It has like that WALL-E vibe. I love the atmospheric feel he could do. I really feel. Who
did WALL-E?
Yeah, and Dory and Nemo. So I feel like that's my number one choice. But of course, they're very showing us that they're steering hard away from anything which has been done in the past.
I agree. They have been doing that.
What do we think about a Michael Giacchino? What do we think about the return of a Randy Newman?
Randy doing this? Let's see. It'd be very interesting for sure.
I can't imagine a song being in it.
No, he wouldn't. I'm Buzz Lightyear.
I'd love to just show up in the middle of this movie.
Oh, that would be incredible. I think Giacchino is a candidate. He did the new Star Trek. He did one of the Star Wars. I mean, he's got that in his repertoire. I hope Zurg's Planet Song is Buzz's orchestral theme.
Yeah, that'd be great to see that come back.
Yeah, if they could throw that in there somewhere.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
So Jeff is going with Giacchino as well. What do we think? Who do you want?
I don't really have a feeling on this one, to be quite honest with you. There's been other films that I've been like, oh, this person would be great, but this one I don't. Maybe because when I watch these movies, like these action sci-fi movies, the music fits so well that I don't really listen to it.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing. Maybe Randy can make a song that plays an in-universe Star Command commercial. Yeah, it could be somebody new. It could be Captain Marvel was Pinar Toprek, who did Pearl.
She's everywhere right now.
Yeah. So, oh man. Josh, don't even get me started. Yes, that means Zurg Vision is real. Yes. Justin Hurwitz, First Man. I don't know enough. Okay, if they get John Williams.
Oh yeah.
Which forget Thomas Newman. I'll take John Williams. I mean, that would be incredible.
Can you imagine a score for that? Like, wow.
I hope so they're mentioning Kara and Barra's mentioning Stephen Price, who did Gravity. I kind of hope that it steers differently than just the typical like void of space, kind of like wow. Like this isn't one, as much as I love Hans Zimmer, don't get me wrong. I mean, again,
You do.
Anybody that has known, I've talked about it on here before. Inception, I'm still mad that it didn't win, but okay.
Talk about
The Social Network was not better than it. We've talked about it a bunch. But I hope it's not like
just noise.
Yeah, I hope it's not that style. So, yeah, John Williams would be insane if they could pull that off. Okay. So I think that pretty much covers what we had to talk about.
Yes, what are these final thoughts?
What are the final thoughts that Angus had to share here is he said, the Collider had asked him, can you see the finish line? And he said, I can definitely see the finish line. We have a ton of work to do, but I'm just trying to enjoy it as best I can. I really like the team that I'm working with, and because of COVID, I haven't got to work in person with them very much. So I'm back in the studio now working on the film and interacting with some people who occasionally are coming in.
Gosh, what a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely... He goes on to explain that, that's part of like what he loves so much is creating this lifelong memory of working alongside your friends on a film. And he's like, it still exists. It's just not exactly the same, which makes total sense. I get it. But yeah. Ratcatcher Central, name I haven't seen thrown around, James Newton Howard. Yeah, I mean, that's another one that's out there. I hope he doesn't do this one either. I don't feel like this, for me, would be his style, but he's a good composer. He has other people that work with him, though. But, okay, so Empire. This is, like, the final thing that I wanted to kind of throw out here. And this is what I feel like wraps up Paulina's sentiments on the trailer, Giovanni talking about, like, the teaser trailer getting you all, like, excited, me talking about being all wound up and excited about it. I feel like Jojo, the idiot circus clown.
I know that.
Yeah.
You get feed and nothing.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for getting the reference right off the bat there. But Angus said the goal of the film is for you to say, it was awesome. I miss that feeling, and I feel like as kids... That's what films could do. They transport you. He talked about the fact that like so many sci-fi films, like The Martian, not Mars, like Intergalactic, and then the other one that we just talked about, Gravity. They're very heavy. They're very like, I know that they put The Martian in the comedy category at the Oscars, and everybody had a fit about that and kind of chuckled at it. But I think that I love the fact that he's just trying to make an awesome sci-fi movie that just transports you and you just love it. You leave... I mean, that's what Star Wars was when you first saw it, right? It's like one of these things where you're just like, I want to be transported to that world. I'm taken away for a couple minutes. It was just so much fun. I love it. I want to talk to my friends about it and freak out. And that's what I want to do with Lightyear. I'm freaking out, people. I'm going to take over the window industry.
Exactly. And as a kid, you're so excited, you want that toy, and that gives you the Andy. That's why Andy wants that toy.
Yes.
And that's so absolutely, totally get it.
Yeah. So that's where I think we will leave this one. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming along and talking with us. I hope everybody's excited about Lightyear as we are. It sure sounds like it from the chat. Whew, minute and a half. We went an hour and a half. That's usually what we do.
Yeah.
We do about like 100% increase, 1,000% increase. You seem
You have
excited.
no idea.
Oh, Peter, don't do this to me. That intro to Toy Story 2 is like literally I was like, that's why we had to go see it 2 days in a row on our very first movie date, is because it was like that intro alone was so amazing. And if they do a remake of any part of that, if he has to go down any shaft and ties into that, as much as I don't like when films just do too many callbacks, I'd be fine with it because it's awesome. And I want to see him fly. Oh
yeah, oh my gosh!
Yes.
Imagine, I hope we get wings in this movie. We get flying Buzz. I mean, come on.
His feet are rocket boosters.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's gonna be good.
whew, it's like I'm out of breath already. I can barely take it. I'm exhausted. I can't imagine what the crew working on this is feeling.
Oh my god!
There have been test screenings that have happened, and people are, randomly saying things. Employees have basically said today, like, we're super excited that they can reveal that this is the movie they've been working on, or that they're getting started on it now. People are excited about it. Mm-hmm. They're excited about Turning Red. They're excited about Lightyear. It's definitely, I mean, what a trajectory that Pixar's on right now, right?
Yeah. It's a good time to be a Pixar fan.
Woo! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So on that note, we will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you again for joining us. If you have any other questions or comments, be sure to head to forum.pixarpost.com and you can chat about Lightyear in there. We've got a thread talking about merchandise as it pops up, about the trailers, the posters. Yeah, all that stuff is out there. And we're going to be having it. I'm going to put one out there for little news snippets like these Angus comments and things like that we can compile together. Thanks again, everybody, for joining along. We're going to have to figure out what our next hangout is. I feel like it was probably a little too long since we did the Monsters one. I was just
thinking, it's been so long, and then this happened. It was like
I know,
a gift sent from the Pixar gods just to bring us together again.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it is. It's like it really it made me happy that that it was something that we could get together on. So yeah, we definitely got to do it.
Absolutely.
We got to do this again soon. Thank you again, everybody. I'm just putting up some final comments and goodbye to everybody in the chat. Thank you again, everybody. Until next time, Gio?
No, you can't. Be sure to stay tuned to oh no. I stumped. Why'd you do this to me, man? Why you having a great time? You had to throw me under the bus there.
All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. You know what to do, right? Be sure to stay tuned to PixarPost.com all week for the latest Pixar news. Bye.